I'm going live.
Oh wow! All right, hop right in.
Yeah. Good evening. This is Raph streaming to you live. Hi, about the keeping the. Whoa, we got a tournament going on right now. I got Guy Kid and Franz with me tonight, and I'm trying to get OBS over to GFK Discord as fast as possible. Okay, I'm there. So, all right, what's the rundown, Guy Kid? Who do we have playing right now?
We've got returning champion Mean Machine going up against Corey right now.
That's right, and they're in the second of their two battles. First battle was taken by Mean Machine, and this is a best out of three series. Franz, have you been watching either of their teams, and do you got a thought on who might take battle number two here?
Yeah, I'm doing a little advanced scouting. I haven't looked at game two quite yet, but game one came down to the wire. There were four heroes left at one point that all had like under 50 health. So
Yeah, wow. All right, I am in game. I'm in Battle Room B, watching game two, and oh, we just had a chivalry go off by Mean Machine.
ooh,
That's and that heals a lot of health. So you take 200 damage on your paladin, and then you heal 100 on each of your heroes. Is that right?
yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize it might have been a recent change. If you only take 100 damage per hero healed, so if your back row is full health, it's minus 100 plus 100 for the chivalry.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
All right. So watching. Oh, we got a lot of interrupts going on right now in turn eight. Here,
Yeah, it
here.
was funny. Match one, I think the first five of the first six moves were all skills.
That's great. All right,
A
I'm
lot of
gonna
stuff flying around.
I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see.
Great. I was just figuring out how to, or trying to figure out how to see it. I thought I was doing something wrong on my end. So
Yeah, I've got you on
great.
YouTube on another screen too, so I can see the delayed video, if you will.
Okay. Here's the live video. No, that's not right. Boy.
But yeah, overall, I think tournament has gone pretty well
This has
up
been
until this point.
this
It's
has been
What did we
been
amazing.
start
really
with? We
exciting
started
games.
with 24, right?
24 total.
Mhm.
Due to the numbers, we had 8 teams with a bye. So that first round was kind of like a play-in round. Yeah, and we've been going off from there. We got few upsets in the later rounds here. Pouring the 8th seed we are waiting on right now. He's the lowest seed to still be remaining. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, so right now with this battle, hopefully you guys can see the stream now. Mean Machine with 4 bars filled and a monk on the front line, a paladin in the mid line. I mean, he threatens so many options, and so you just saw Corey try to lay the interrupt on the monk, which you almost have to do to avoid that Kai blast. Um, and it's so challenging, with that kind of the way that he's structured his team. It's really taking advantage of those kind of threats. All right, so a switch of positions, a retribution. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's so many options here. That
Hmm.
does a solid 200 damage.
Yeah. And just to kind of get an idea of how this happened, he actually opens with his priest on the front line.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting his first couple turns, he was getting like 75 to 90 meter per
Nice,
turn. It was like pretty much getting a full meter charge every single turn.
solid, solid. All
Yeah,
right,
and I
so yeah,
think
go
Meme
ahead.
Machine is the one that set that meta. He was the first one to put
Yeah,
that caster right in front there.
I've been trying it with my summoner because he's my highest level
Mhm.
caster that I have right now. And I need to complain to the devs again because I feel like summoners are so
You're gonna go create
underpowered.
another Dark Knight.
Yeah, I pretty much will. No, I it's actually it kind of makes me laugh because I did create the Dark Knight monster accidentally. But I think this is something that it's really neat. Brad Pitt, Joseph, whatever you want to call him, he's been responding so well to the feedback of the community, and I'm actually really excited for like tier lists. And I think we're gonna have to do a podcast on just tier lists after this tournament because it feels like there's a meta that's starting to develop, which is, I mean, just it's cool.
Yeah. He did say that he's going to be putting in some changes right after the tournament. I'm trying to find them now. I know Cleve was involved.
Cleve and Dark Pact was involved, and then I think there was one other too that he was pretty much ready to push in a patch. I guess we should have coordinated a little better. And he's like, I'm not gonna go debuff some heroes right before the tournament goes
Yeah.
live.
Wow.
Yeah, probably for the best.
That retribution slaps
Another
hard.
retribution. That
Oh.
hits so hard. 230.
And then a basic attack on top of it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Corey
man.
has been using his archer, just like chipping away with aim shots. He's gotten a couple full draws off too.
His archer, Corey chipping away with aim shots. I mean, he used that against me. Such a clever turn one play where you don't really expect that, and it's a nice little bit of chip damage that helps get into the midline, and you don't see it coming. So, a position.
It was chivalry. Yeah, Guy Kid and I were actually talking earlier. We were talking about ways to combat the priest, because I feel like the priest has been, with that life tap, has been turned into a little bit of a meta, and we were looking at the archer and the warrior as two that can consistently be hitting that midline.
Right.
Just keep chipping away at it.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen a lot of warriors, and I guess I haven't been paying attention to too many battles. Obviously, Corey has one, and I faced up against him. Have you guys run into warriors on your side of the bracket?
Yeah, you use one, right?
He's probably my first off the bench, if you will.
Okay.
The problem with my warrior is he's dumb as a pile of rocks, but he hits really hard too. So his charge is something like super low.
Yeah.
Yeah, his charge is like 15. Whereas Mean Machine, just like what we were talking about, his priest charge I think is 85.
That is
so just to give you a difference there.
My summoner's charge is like it's not that good, I don't think, but it's pretty close. Full draw. Wow, that full draw is still pretty darn good. And there's the
Kai.
Woo, boy. This is coming down to the wire. I mean, and that just a regular attack of 82, that hits hard.
Yeah, they're all playing, or both, I should say, playing pretty defensive with moving their heroes out of the front line as they're getting low health, and we're off the second straight game where it's just a lot of heroes, not a lot of health on the board.
So Corey has a lot of options right now. Cleve, obviously is... and Brad Pitt making an appearance here. Cleve has a chance, but obviously that's what you would call, aim shot might be okay, or full draw would be okay too. So let's see what they do. I mean, you got to interrupt in this situation, right?
You have to interrupt the Cleve too, because that would take out two.
He does.
And
he tries.
Mean Machine played it perfectly,
and he gets that massive charge. Look at that.
Yep.
Now the monk, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, the monk attacks second. All right, so that paladin is going to slap that archer pretty darn hard. Okay. So, I mean, now we're in a similar situation where you kind of got to try to block the Cleve, right?
You do, because if that gets off, it's game over.
It ends the game, yeah.
And so does
but
he
it's
go,
also,
does he do
I
full
think
draw?
he needs to go a little offensive too. So like that's the tough thing, because it's 3 versus 2.
I mean, because retribution is kind of like just overkill. Oh, the Cleve, it doesn't do as much as I thought it would. Now, is the archer faster than the paladin? Presumably, yes.
Oh, gets a heal off.
Gets a heal. Okay,
all right,
so that was like 2/3 of the Cleve healed back.
Yeah, so cleave does what,
Oh, and that
25
just the
net?
regular attack. Yeah.
It does 70.
Or
Yeah, but
no,
so
with
the
the
net
heal.
25. Yep,
Oh,
exactly.
wow. Wow. Okay,
Oh,
so I mean, this is down to the wire. I think Corey's probably got this one in the bag with the um Dread Knight back there, but that retribution on the Paladin definitely threatens, but the Paladin's slower and the priests are probably slower. I guess I don't know if they're slower than the Dread Knight though.
hmm. I always kind of assume dreads are faster just because
Yeah.
more stats, but I don't know.
I
Yeah,
definitely feel a little outpaced in this without it being able to bring a dread to the fight. I mean, clearly Mean Machine's doing it. I really need to work on my tank game. I think is the
There it
full
is.
draw.
That full draw.
Wow.
Great game.
and we do have an update. Pouring is in the building.
Ooh.
Yes. All right. I'm so glad
So
we
we'll
started
wait.
streaming right away.
Yeah, we'll wait until this is done, and then I'll hop off and hopefully come back victorious, but we'll see.
Excellent. Well, we have another game here with these guys as
Yep.
well.
Yeah, we'll wait until that's
yeah.
done. Space it out.
Wow, this is coming down 1-1 here. Mean Machine and Corey. This is absolutely fantastic. I mean, so the first tournament we did, it's a little rough around the edges. We had some people not show up. We had some people, I'm not going to name any names, who had their kids all day by themselves, and they really mailed it in. And it just feels like it was it was just kind of the first tournament, and this now feels like, I don't know, it feels like we're hitting our stride already. So kudos to you guys. I mean, you guys have been promoting the heck out of this on Twitter. Kudos to Joseph for starting to build in just some quality of life improvements that just make this entirely more enjoyable.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely shout out to Joseph, and shout out to you and to Mosh as well, because I think what drove the engagement was the prizes, and you guys helped that in a big way with the Gen Zero summon and Mosh with his legendary pet that he's putting up. So yeah, it's great stuff.
Yeah, so right here I have now I think the tournament page. Okay, it's a little clipped, a little funny because of how I have my Discord settings going. So you're just gonna have to use your imagination on the left-hand side of the bracket. So, I mean, as you were mentioning before, we had quite the turnout. And how to explain to our listeners out there, how do you do the initial seeding with the heroes themselves?
Yeah. So it's very simple, very basic. Maybe in the future we get a little bit more in depth with it, but we're just counting stats. So of the
Nice.
6 heroes that you submit, add them up, and that's how we did the seeding.
All right, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Now,
Yeah,
are
we're
you
playing
counting
with something
health
off
as a stat?
rarity, and no, we're not counting health. We're playing with something with advanced class having more of a weight and rarity giving a weight, but it seemed like we were complicating it,
Because
just
at
to
the end of the
complicate it.
day, both of those things are built into the total stats of the hero anyways. So it's like you're just kind of redundant weighting if you're trying to segregate that out.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could. I do agree with you for the most part. I mean, there's still a role for your health, right? And so,
Right.
even if you have great vitality, you could still roll poorly when it comes to that. I guess I'm splitting
hmm
hairs here, but,
Yep.
and I guess one thing that I'm feeling is I did not have enough health coming into this. Going up against a Dread Knight.
Yeah.
I've never, honestly, before the tournament, never fought one before,
Well,
and they are tanky little turkeys.
yeah.
Well, actually, I take
Yeah.
that back. The day before I fought Crypto Grady, also
Yeah.
running into some Dread Knights, and I'm like, wow, these guys. I mean, they're a lot to chew through.
And that's what's fun about this too, because it's like outside of Fight Club, when have you ever looked at the health card of any of your heroes? You
Right,
have no reason to.
right.
So
No,
it's
yeah,
really
not at all.
bringing that actual utility to it, and it's making you think of like actually looking at your heroes and your cards from a PvP standpoint.
So and actually, so I went out and bought a paladin today.
Nice.
got some
For Fight
got some
Club?
FOMO. Yeah, there was a level 9 mythic paladin on sale
Oof.
for 2,900 jewel, and the next paladin was like a level 1 paladin for 3,000 jewel. So I was like, this seems like a good deal, right?
Yeah.
So I took Crypto Grady's advice, and I, just went with reckless abandon, and I put new money into the game just to go grab this guy. I can't help myself at this point. I mean, this tournament, you guys, I feel like you guys I have to blame for burning holes in my
You're
liberal
welcome.
wallet. Yeah.
Well, you've separated us from our jewel, you and Neindorf with the hero matching tool, so we're just
It's
trying
only
to
fair.
get you back a little.
Only fair.
Yeah, but it's funny how this game makes you think about the heroes differently. For a while, I wanted everything, like all my tanky guys, to have a monk subclass because I wanted that meditate. Now I'm leaning towards the archer because that aim shot is just so handy on your front line.
It's
So
nice. It's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
And
what's the subclass on the paladin you just got?
priest.
Ooh,
Perfect.
that's
Who
great.
I like with my Dark Knight, and that's another one of those. And I didn't really get a chance to use this out in my games very much, but that's a 0 cost charge bar skill. And
Yep.
so I wonder
Mm,
if I'm gonna like maybe lead the Dark Knight or the Paladin in the future and just drop a heal turn 1, and you're just kind of you're doing your regular attack. You're not getting the escalation of charge meter
yeah.
on both sides, and you're just kind of mitigating some of their attack points. And so does that start to set you aside? I need to do some numbers and do some testing and see if, like,
Yeah.
ultimately, if they use a fierce attack and you use an attack and a heal, are you ahead in that
So
total?
the only counterpoint to that is the skill happens before the attack.
Oh, right,
So
right, right. So really, you
hmm
need
yeah,
to use it like turn 2. Okay, yeah,
exactly.
that's a good
Yep.
call.
But I think it's interesting that you brought up not wanting to escalate the charge too quickly, because that's something I think about a lot, where I want to keep my opponent's charge meter in check, so I don't want to fierce attack and escalate things quickly. And that's why Decaying Blade with the
Dark Knight
with the
is
Dark
solid.
Knight
Yeah.
comes in handy so much. It's great.
Yeah, and so you indicated or mentioned that we're probably staring down the barrel of a Dark Knight nerf, which I agree is fair. If you can get especially if you're playing someone who is unfamiliar with the game, if you can get like 2 dark packs off and you
Mhm.
still have more than your Dark Knight left as a hero, I mean, that almost single-handedly secures a victory. So I feel like it does make sense to bring that down a little bit. I did like some of the original changes that he made, though, where he took that from a 0 cost skill to a 1 charge meter skill. I feel like I could see it going back and forth. I don't know. What do you guys think on what'll happen to Dark Pact?
So I actually just found the note. So Dark
Oh,
Pack,
great.
instead of an increase attack by a percentage forever, it'll make the frontline characters deal double damage for 2 turns.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Okay. So
Does
it's
it,
not.
and it still does the negative health as well, right?
I'm guessing, yeah.
Hmm.
That's interesting, because then it takes away that sweeper strategy.
Right,
But
right.
maybe it's a little more. I don't. A little more fair. One thing I was thinking about, and I was going to write in feedback. I was thinking maybe just adding adding meter requirement to Dark Pack, but I
Hmm.
thought 1 to 2 was too big of a jump. It would be cool if maybe he just doubled all of the charge gain in the game
Yeah.
Matt
and
started
made
right away this.
everything double so that you can have another increment in between, like kind of a 1.5.
I like that idea. And, actually, I have not, although, I'm collaborating with Joseph on making sure that we get Fight Club listed, and that should be happening hopefully this week in game in the Jester. So go check that
Awesome.
out on the next update. Um, I have not talked to him about this before, and I actually, really coming from playing Pokemon in my past, I would say playing or pretending to play competitive Pokemon and not being very good at it. I do like the idea of the sweeper concept. that you brought up, and so I hope there's an opportunity for that to come back into the game. I would say there's other ways to balance potential dark pact. Whether it's increasing the cost, like you suggested. Other ways to increase the cost too would be like the health that it sucks from your other heroes, or just nerfing the benefit. I actually would like or prefer having the long lasting. Okay, so we missed. Did we miss it? Did we?
Yeah,
Start
we're
it?
on
Okay,
turn 3,
here
so
I
not
am.
too
Yeah, you
far
guys,
in.
you
And
guys gotta interrupt me.
speaking of the Dark Knight, Mean Machine added in a Dark Knight and then swapped his priest out for a wizard to go slightly more
Ooh.
offensive as well, which is
All
interesting.
right, a lot of big
He,
changes, and Corey sticking with his squad of 3.
yeah, maybe towards the end of the game, Mean Machine was seeing if he had a little AoE, he would have
Mm.
been in great shape. So he got that wizard in there with Meteor, always a threat.
That is, well, if that wizard makes it, because he is down to 25% life, and that archer, he likes to snipe. So I would worry that, one full draw would take him out.
What's he
But
Yeah,
at for
he did
health?
get a
He's
turn.
at he's
He
at
got a turn.
109, so Mean
Okay.
Machine's taking out the calculator and making sure his wizard stays over 100 health.
It's 110, right? Or
Is it 110?
no, full draw, it's even 100, I believe.
even 100. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and then 70 for the aim shot, I think.
all right. And did I watch turn 4? Yes, I did.
Okay, so it looks like, yeah, we got a swap on Corey's side.
Yeah. Let me go back and put that up one more time.
Putting that warrior into the mid and moving the archer back, so keeping the Dread Knight up front. Oof. And it packs a wallop, 109 damage.
Wow, that dread he slaps hard.
Yeah, the other thing that we might need to consider, it didn't burn us this tournament, but I was worried about it as people were submitting their heroes. I'm glad we didn't get a level 15 or a level 16 thrown in
Yeah.
there. I think we might need
Level
a
cap.
soft level cap on the next one.
All right, here's turn 5.
Yeah, do we do some kind of like combined stats cap or something like that? But it's
That
hard
could be
if
interesting.
you're gonna submit 6 heroes of like how do you make sure someone just doesn't front load 3 heroes?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Mean
the other
Mach-
thing.
Mean Machine is in tough shape here. With that overpower just deals so much damage on top
Yeah.
of just the regular
And
attack.
the one hero that has a lot of health for Mean Machine is this paladin. I'm sure he'd want vice versa right now.
Right. All right, so let's play here turn 6. Interrupt midline. Which is
There you
smart.
go.
Got it.
Wow.
Yeah, Mean Machine must be dying to redistribute that health.
Right.
Yeah, but while we're in between turns, you mentioned the 6 heroes. That's one thing I'm very curious about when we get a little feedback after the tournament is how many people actually switched their team out and how many stuck with the same 3. Because we wanted to add a little strategy with that, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it really manifested the way we wanted it to.
Yeah, and I think the hard part is, we haven't fully developed a meta yet, and so we don't really know what counters what. And so
Mhm.
I think at least I don't. And that's where I'm hoping to have future podcasts with you guys. But what is the counter to a Dread Knight? What is the counter to an Archer?
Huh.
I feel like I don't have a good feel for this. Wow. He got the chivalry off. Okay, that's good. That is like he has a fighting chance now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gives him a threat in the middle line.
Yeah.
And
So I tried a couple things in one of my battles where I brought in another hero. I tried moving my heroes around some, but I would say maybe I swapped in one hero during the 4 battles that I played. So yeah.
yeah, I switched my 3 around a few times last turn. I was trying to give him a different look every game, but I haven't switched a hero out yet. So double interrupt in turn 8. both playing
Those
a
are
little
always fun to
defensive.
see.
Mm-hmm. That's when you know the nerves are up.
Yep.
Right. And Pouring is getting some reminders here by Chips and Salsa that he's up next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to say more about my strategy, but can't just yet, you know?
Pouring earmuffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Another position swap. Full
Watch
draw,
the
of course.
Ooh,
yeah.
that wizard's getting low.
We still get the aim shot available as well as the cleave threat, so that makes it really tough for the Dark Knight sitting in the middle there with low health.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think another chivalry's coming to keep that
To try to keep everyone
Dark Knight alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the archers actually don't have good agility, right? So I don't know who went first. Does the paladin have them on speed?
The Archer went first, but he used
An
Yeah,
ability.
the skill
a
went.
swap. So
Yeah, no, he attacked first as well, it looks like.
okay, yeah.
The archer has him.
The Archer that Corey has is a straight beast. I got slapped around by him a fair amount.
Yeah, they do some damage and they don't use a lot of meter, so it's just like constant bombardment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You don't mind using a.
There it is.
aim
Guessed
machine.
wrong. Coin flip.
Ooh.
Tough on Mean Machine.
So say
That's
goodbye to the Dark Knight.
the interesting thing though is that brings the wizard into play. So now Meteor's in play now too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's
And retribution. So
Yep.
this is the either or.
and we did the maths, and he'll survive with 1 life, right? With Meteor,
Who will the
priest,
the dread
or
in the back?
the wizard. The wizard will survive if he gets hit with a full
Aim
draw.
shot.
Oh yeah, with the aim shot at the cleave, right? Oh, and he gets the meteor off.
Oh boy! Wow,
So he gets
that
retribution.
Yeah.
that is big, and he's got a lot of meter left. He's got a lot of meter left.
And if he can sneak in, well, I'm trying to figure out how much of a delay we have because it's like if he sneaks in an ice blast here, that could take the archer out,
Hmm.
and then his paladin's going to start hitting the warrior.
Yeah, because the
We have
archer's
about
sitting
a
at
30-second
43
delay
health.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Mean Machine shows his action right off the bat. So he was committed. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. I wonder if it is an ice blast. Because I mean, obviously, you're not going to use retribution in this situation. I mean, you could be looking to do an interrupt and just try to avoid the cleave.
Right. Interrupts a decent play too because the paladin's basic attack should take him down.
Yeah. But the archer goes first, and so that paladin's going to get really chipped away.
Yeah, and with the warrior being so high health, he really can't afford that chip away.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to hit play here. Watching the
Just
video.
amazing how many options we're talking through.
Yeah. All right. So he does an interrupt on the wizard. He
There's
uses
that ice blast.
There
Oof.
it is, just like we called.
Nice interrupt, Corey. Corey's definitely on top of his game. Like he's very,
Yeah.
very intentional on the interrupts as well as like he's done a good job consistently using his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But now, Ice Blast stays in play. That can be played again, and then of
Meteor's
course,
in play, and of course Retribution is in play. Now
Yep.
we don't know the speed of the warrior versus the paladin. That is a big toss up at the moment. Or the Dread Knight. Does the Dread Knight go faster than the paladin? Did we decide? So overpower.
most likely.
Mm-hmm.
So overpower could hit.
Yeah, paladins with the agility. I'm just gonna guess that they haven't beat.
What do you do? There's the
Interrupted front
retribution
lines.
interrupt. Well done.
Wow. I
All
mean,
right,
it's
Mean Machine. Where do you go from here, my friend?
that's tough.
He can go right back to it, or he can go the Ice Blast route.
Yeah, back to Retribution or Ice Blast.
Do we
He
know what
kind
the
of
wizard's secondary class is? I can
well,
go.
he's sitting midline, so he won't be able to use it.
Oh, true.
I feel like the retribution. I mean, Corey's going to be ready for it, but that's really all that can get him back in this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You almost have to kind of just click it and pray.
Yeah, I mean, obvious play for Corey's interrupt front line and yeah, sit on the victory with your basic damage that you're doing with your warrior. So
Basically, just stall him out.
oh,
Oh, the meteor.
meteor.
Sneaky,
Wow.
sneaky.
Okay. All right. Overpower.
Oh, for 160.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the normal attack will
So,
take him out.
so he needed 15 more damage from that meteor.
So
Or no,
overpower
34, excuse me.
still hits. It activates when any skill is used, not
Right.
just a frontline skill. Interesting. I was
Yeah,
under the impression it was just frontline.
it's really like an attack and interrupt combo, right? Or
Mm,
not interrupt, right? Because the skill still goes off, but it's almost like a counter for that skill because you'll take that swap any day, getting
yeah,
160 damage.
right. Well, GG between Mean Machine and Corey. Wow.
Wow. So the defending champ goes down in the semis, and Corey has his shot. That was awesome. 3 great games.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Franz, you're up
All
versus
right,
Pouring.
here we go. See you
All right,
guys on the
man.
other side.
Yeah, let's take a quick intermission here. I gotta go check on the Gen 1s. This will only be momentarily. Guy Kid, you get to go solo and keep all of our listeners occupied for a moment.
Perfect. Just run the mic for a few. I'm looking through chat. Most of the people in chat have played some level of Fight Club before, so that's good. If anyone's got any general questions on the game, feel free to shoot them out as we go through it. Obviously, we'll mainly be talking about the match that we're watching, but feel free to throw any other questions at us. Um, from a turn basis perspective, so when we go through every turn, the first action that's going to happen is either an interrupt, if that's going to apply. Otherwise, it's going to be a skill that's played. And then after the skills are played, then we get a normal attack at the end of each turn as well. So let's see. So Raph hasn't switched out the video yet, but we do have Franz and Pouring going live here.
Oh, all right, I'm back. Whew, good thing I didn't.
Hey, Mean Machine, how are you, bud?
How's it going, folks?
All right, thanks for
Sorry for
joining.
your loss. You made
Of
a
course.
valiant effort. That was a tough match, man.
Yeah, Corey played that really well. Felt like I had to change it up, and he got the better of me.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like you were tinkering, and he just had like the counters at the ready.
Yeah, I felt, I felt like if I had had the wizard in the second match, probably could have pulled it off.
Yep. Well,
And
he had all 3 of his heroes so low health.
yeah, that was the thing. I just didn't have, because my priest had the wizard subclass,
Yep.
and he gets stuck in the midline, and then the paladin doesn't have any offensive capability. So that's what made me switch to the wizard, so then I wouldn't get stuck in that situation. But the you really need the priest with the Dark Knight. The wizard doesn't work well because
Yep.
it's very easy, as Corey correctly did, to just call my moves.
Right, drop those interrupts. All right, so we got turn 1 in the books, and those Dread Knights, they build a lot of charge. I mean, that's where
Yeah.
the advantage of just all around good stats. Ooh, great prediction there on life tap by Franz.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like, Pouring has that great Priest Dark Knight combo,
Mm-hmm.
and having the life tap that can go with the Dark Pact as well, of having your Dark Knight basically healed for the damage he does to himself, is a great combo.
Right.
But if Franz is on top of his interrupts, he might be able to counter that in the early game here.
It's gonna be really tricky for France to keep that life on the board though, because if he focuses in on that, it's kind of like when you have a monk with a Kybast ready. That gives you the freedom to do everything else because you know they're focused on that one move.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and then you just got a Dread Knight at the front lines, just swinging away, doing 100 damage, like no big deal.
Yeah.
All right, turn 3. Let's see what happens. Interrupt on the front line. Uses cleave. All right, so sneaking by the interrupt. That was it was tough. It was, you could. I mean, I guess what could he have gone with there? I mean, just a cheap retribution or a low cost.
Well, he's got that aim shot.
Oh,
He's got an
yeah,
archer
yeah.
subclass on the paladin. Yeah.
Yeah, so probably going for that priest in the midline then.
Yep, exactly. Well, the interesting thing is we've got a priest in the midline that's taken more damage than the Dread Knight in the front line so far.
Right. That's a good call.
Hey, Raph, Crypto Grady here.
Hey, Crypto Grady. All right, how you doing?
I love
Come
it.
on, come on. Let's jump in.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to tell you the left side of the screen for some reason is like cut off.
Oh, dang. All right.
Yeah, because you have your on the right side you have your like agenda page,
Yeah.
so it's all shifted over a little bit.
Oh, man, I appreciate you guys saying something. All right.
Hey, so is Mean Machine, you're on this as well?
What's up, Crypto Grady?
Man, that was a phenomenal battle. I thought you had him.
Thank you.
Yeah. That was a hell of a play by Corey.
Yeah, I felt like he had me on the ropes since the beginning of game 2. He just knew what I was doing. He was always a step ahead. So
Wild.
shout out to him.
Yeah. Good job, man. You were definitely one of the favorites.
I was hoping to go all the way and make it a repeat, but
it'd be my prediction. Pouring is going to win, and I thought it'd be you versus Pouring in the finals. But Corey, man, clutch.
yeah, I'll tell you, our archer that has really grown on me this tournament.
Yeah,
Their DPS is solid, and they don't need any skills to be good.
Yep. I'm telling you, Pouring. Wait until you see the damage that is inflicted with the Dark Knight. It's blew my mind. Like,
Yeah,
I thought into the finals, and I just couldn't even believe it. How much damage that Dark Knight, his last move put, I think, 477 damage.
Yeah, I think he had a double Dark Pack going on you, so it was crazy.
Oh, it was a double Dark Pack.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
They stack, so it's if you get a couple of them off, it can be a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Okay.
And we got the interrupt trade off this turn, so
Yeah.
they're all dancing
how's the
at each
stream
other.
looking? How's the stream looking now, Crypto Grady? I got it hopefully repositioned a little bit.
Okay, let me see.
Here, when I'm full screen, can you see it? Still cut off a little bit?
Yeah, I think you got it. You're good.
All right, so sorry about that, viewers out there, and appreciate it, Crypto.
Yeah, it wasn't
coming in.
Sure, wasn't a big deal at all. You're
all right,
fine.
Let's watch turn 7 here. Hit and play. Interrupt on the front line. That's
scared of that retribution, and he
rightfully so.
Yep.
Ouch. That hurts.
And now Pouring he's got 4 meters on his side, so he's got a lot of threat from different heroes that he can push on France here.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's got Franz on the ropes here. I mean, there are so many different options. I mean, that overpower right now is an obvious play, but building with a Dark Pact, just to kind of secure the victory that way as well. I don't know. What would you guys do at this point?
I would try to sneak in a dark pact at this point. Or you can also do the decaying blade and try to keep Franz under a meter as well to keep
Keep
cleave
meter
and things
down.
like that out of play.
It's looking tough for Franz right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how he takes those both of them out.
Interrupt on the midline. Okay, so he just instead he's taking France, putting him in a box, and
Saying stay there.
yeah, and just putting a
Ow.
lock around that box and just kick. It's like the start of Ace Ventura when he's delivering the package and he's just kicking it. That's what's happening right now. Oof! And now he's smiling and laughing at Franz. Man, this is boring. It's just bringing the brutality here right now. Who knew that this was like you're watching Mortal Kombat?
Pouring is so good at predicting what you're gonna do. You try and go 2 steps ahead and out predict him, and he still predicts it.
Yeah, he's 3 steps ahead.
He's just money.
All right, so France got
Just
in.
got one back.
Oh, he got one. Yeah, got one back on him.
Yeah.
So that could make things interesting here. I mean, how's the damage trade-off? Warrior's hitting for 63, Dread's hitting for 80.
81. Whew.
It's tough. You're losing the neutral trade-off.
Exactly. He needs to make up a lot of ground. And the Dread still has 240 health left, so it's you gotta do some real damage to bring this Dread down.
Yeah, now France is in a tough spot where he's got to decide: am I going to use an interrupt or am I going to try to charge that Dark Knight?
Right. Because at this point, if you play defensive, you're already behind. So it's like you're just basically delaying the inevitable if you play too defensive.
Interrupt the midline.
Wow.
Pouring could just run it, just spam overpower, and then whenever Franz uses his skill, he just double damage and basically ends the game.
Yeah.
This is wild.
I think that's probably
I
the
can't believe this
strategy
Dread
from
still.
here on out.
Go ahead.
I think spamming overpower is probably the strategy from here on out.
Yeah, he's got so much meter. He can do as he pleases.
Yeah. Or his own Dark Pack, too.
Yeah, if I was pouring, I would try to sneak in one Dark Pack. Since you just have so much health on the on your Dark Knight, like you want to make sure he's ready to hit if he's called in, if your Dread goes down.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
with a
hesitation is
warrior
added,
and a
like,
Dark
those
Knight on the
increases.
other side, it's like he doesn't have a big like retribution or Kai blast or
Right.
anything that he can like one hit a Dark Knight. What were you saying though, Mean Machine?
Well, I'm not sure how much health that priest has. He could kill the priest if he does a dark pack, and I'd say it's
Oh,
probably
that's
worth
true.
keeping him alive.
Good point.
Because the life tap on either the Dread or the Dark Knight is game over.
Yep.
What does a life tap do again?
So it buffs your hero so you get some health back equal to half the damage you deal each turn. So
And
you
buff
buff
your meter
Dark
too,
Knight with
right?
Dark pack.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so if your basic attack 60, you're also gonna heal yourself for 30.
Uses
Yep.
cleave, but it does not secure the deal. Ouch.
This next one.
Yeah, the Dark Pack's coming.
Yeah,
So it kind of works out that
does
the
kill the priest. Woo.
That's a bold move.
Okay.
That's a bold move by Pouring.
I mean, that's a tough spot to be. Now he will be faster than the warrior, so he's got to interrupt the opposing dark pact, right? I mean, that's. Oh wait, there is no dark pact because he doesn't have enough charge bar. So fierce attack, yeah, that's solid.
187. So his Dark
Total.
Knight can take 4 more of those.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
But also he's got 6 meter too, so he could layer on an ability on top of that.
I mean, that's a tough place to be though right now because if you layer an ability, you could be giving Franz the interrupt.
Right. And then giving him the ability meter on the other side.
Yeah, so fierce attack comes
So
in.
he's just gonna
Oh,
fierce
they've
away.
got the fierce attack buff. So now Franz has some meter to he's
So
level the
now,
playing
yeah,
field
now
here.
it's a bit of a chess game. Okay.
Yeah,
If
because
Pouring wins, it's a great flex, but he definitely let Franz back into this match in a big way.
He did, yeah.
Interesting.
Ooh.
last stand. That's gonna hit hard.
Wow.
Sneaky with that warrior.
Now, does last stand buff the warrior or the frontline guy?
The warrior.
The warrior.
So it's based off of your missing health.
So now,
And the warrior is at like 1% health, so he's gonna hit like a truck.
So
and it'll be interesting.
He's got to use a cleave, right? Or he has to know that the warrior's faster, but there's a dark pack, so the warrior can't be faster.
But the other interesting thing too is, if pouring kills the Dark Knight, the warrior is going to jump in and normal attack the Dark Knight, and that'll hit really hard.
Okay.
So we'll see.
And that's what's going to happen right here. So let's see if that's got to be enough. It's got to be enough to kill it. We'll see. Nope.
200 damage.
That's
so who's got the speed?
Well, the Dark Knight has the speed because of the the Dark Pact.
Yep. And so Franz does have a meter.
What's the warrior's subclass?
You have to use your whatever your secondary skill on the Dark Knight is.
Right.
That will guarantee 80 damage. You know you're going to go first. And so this is Pourings to win right here. And that's
we got
Decaying Blade.
Yep.
He does.
Yep. Well played. That's what he had to do.
Mean Machine, you're right. I mean, that killing off the priest really let Franz back into it. So, I mean, that was a little closer than it needed to be. I mean, kudos to both of them. I think Franz played it about as well as he could have given his initial situation.
Franz showed a lot of skill getting back into this and making it so tight.
Wow, this is good. I mean, I absolutely love the meta that we're developing as this tournament is going along. And we're throwing a lot of compliments your way, Mean Machine, with bringing a priest and actually showing how well that could do in the game. So tell us some of your thought process as we're queuing up the next game. Tell us some of your thought process behind that.
Thanks, I appreciate the compliments. Yeah, so my thought process is the way to win this game is to make people guess wrong. And so the best way to have people guess wrong is have multiple options. To do that, you need meter. So I always like to lead with some kind of caster, be it a wizard or a priest, or I like what Corey did with the sage in the first game too. I actually want to try running one of those just to build that meter up really quick, because then you can use all your skills in a lot more options.
Yeah, I was talking about it a little earlier on. I need to complain to Joseph about my summoner. I feel like it's underpowered right now. I'm joking.
Yeah.
But I tried tinkering with that a little bit, and I like leading with the summoner because same reason. You get to build that charge. I almost build a single meter on a double fierce attack turn 1, and it gives you a lot more flexibility for turn 2. And like if you hit your single charge, then you really are pushing them on the defensive and trying to make them think, what could they do?
Yep, that's what I love. If you get that first meter first, I feel like you have the edge right away. And then with the priest specifically, that life tap really changes the game when you bring in your heavy hitters, because then the more damage you do, the more health you get back.
Yeah.
Without having to use any action to get it, which is like the key thing, I think.
All right, looks like we have game 2 going on. Looks like the warrior and the Dark Knight are switched. Is that right, Guy Kid, or am I just imagining things on France's side?
Yeah, you got it. Because so that cleave will be right in play, right? Actually, no, we did have that position last time too, because the
Okay.
cleave was in play last time. Looks like my Gen 1 wants to come watch, so I gotta go grab her. She just woke up. I'll be right back in a few.
Interrupting the midline with life tap. I mean, that's solid. Builds a charge meter. So Fran putting himself into, early lead position. Now, with that said, the Dark Knight still slapping pretty hard. All right, yeah, meter and a half almost. So, I mean, now he has the option to. I can't remember what his secondary skill is on the. I'm scrolling back up to look at it. Aim shot. So he's got. Well, aim shot he could have used already. So he's got cleave and last stand, but he wouldn't use last stand. So yeah, let's see what turn 2 brings. All right, watching the
Intrigued by his
video.
choice to lead with the paladin. I feel like the warrior is a better threat because then once you get that first meter, then you can heal the warrior and keep him in there and build
Yeah.
the paladin up for a retribution.
So he's doing a life tap there. I mean, that Dark Knight is still. I mean, he's not at 75% health yet. But the priest is, so interesting. A few more options here with having a full meter over on pouring side. So let's see what he chooses to do with that full meter. Swapping positions. Interesting. He wants to get that Dark Knight in play. So yeah, there goes that aim shot.
He's scared of having his priest kind of shot down right at the
Now
beginning
that's
of the
funny.
match
I
again.
think this is maybe some feedback for Joseph, but the aim shot looks like it hit the Dark Knight and not the priest. And so
Because
a
it'll
little
always
bit of
hit the
order of
midline character.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was thinking full draw. You're right.
Yep.
I'm so addicted to this game.
It's so good, right?
Oh, awesome. It's like, wow, mind blown.
Between this tournament and your general advice on life, Crypto Grady, of mindlessly throw your money into this, I have invested in a paladin. So I just went and did that tonight. I couldn't help it.
I love it. I heard that. I love it.
I needed a tank in my life.
Yeah, such a game changer. There's all the strategy.
Well, and so I didn't realize Mean Machine, keep me honest here. So when you fierce attack, your life tap makes a really big difference, huh? Because it's
Yeah,
50% of your attack, even if it's a fierce attack.
I just noticed that too. I mean, I guess I'd realized it, but it really stands out that that's bumping the
Especially
life
when you have a Dread Knight that's fierce attacking for what, 130?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you get a Dark Pact Fierce Attack Dark Knight, like this
Right.
is midline.
Yeah, so any kind of buffs on your attacks really pair well with the life tap aspect. And you're just really motivated. It's tough too because it's like your opponent. You should just expect a fierce attack every move because it's just gonna do so much heal on top of everything
We
else.
got a wall of text here.
Yeah.
That means we got Dark Pack going off for sure. Oh yeah. So there's the Dark Pack. Does a lot of damage to that priest.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that priest is just super squishy. It's really what it boils down to. But then we get a retribution from Franz as well. That'll hit for 200.
200.
Brands needed that.
Yeah.
There's
Wow.
just a regular attack on that Dark Pack.
And then heals him for another 45, So
Yeah.
it's I mean, if this dread didn't heal at all, he'd probably be pretty much dead at this point.
Okay, so remind me, Franz, you are Boxside Chats, right? And is Guy Kid also Boxside Chats?
Yeah, this is Guy Kid here. We kicked
I love
Franz
it.
off the mic because he's playing. So, but
Okay.
yeah, we're both the Bogside Chats guys.
I love it. And Mean Machine too, or no?
Nope.
Okay.
I hang out in the ADFK Discord a lot.
Okay.
But that's all my affiliation.
We're trying to recruit him into the ADFK clan. We're looking at trying to make more of an official guild here sometime soon. If we need the reigning champ in the guild.
Oh yeah, you can sign me up for the guild.
All right, excellent, excellent. I can't wait for this to be like. How intense is this going to be when we're going against someone else's guild? I mean, this is going to be so much fun.
Ditto, man. You can sign me up
Great.
too, baby. Hey, and some big dogs like Scooby and some of the big dogs that are the big duelers, they responded well to my video because I sent a message about Fight Club and they were really interested.
I hope so.
Yeah, like those are some of the guys that have the big dog heroes.
Yeah. And this is one of those things when you see the mechanics, like, and you just play one game, it's like there's a lot that goes into it and it just pulls you right in.
Yeah. Man, we got to get.
It's also such a validation of how you build your heroes.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Right.
because everything's off of the decisions you made. They all show up in that.
Ooh, and the retribution interrupt.
He needed that. He needed that retribution. That would have hit the Dark Knight hard.
Wow.
And that Dark Knight slaps.
Yep. That's a basic attack for 130. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And France has a couple decisions to make. Well, you got to swap out, right? You got to bring your Dark Knight up front and just keep everyone alive. Yeah. And then Pouring knows that, so he's free to use an ability on his side. So might as well make your Dark Knight hit a little harder, because why not?
Why not?
Pouring griefing in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Savage. Woo. 168 on a regular attack. I mean, is it too soon to call it? I mean, I guess he's got to make sure he takes care of the retribution.
Retribution's going to be in play. We're going to have that last stand situation again once his Dark Knight goes down. So you've got that concept, but it's I mean, Dark Knight versus Dark Knight. His Dark Knight's out hitting his like 2-1 right now.
I mean,
Pouring's out hitting
you have
Franz 2-1.
overpower, and you have the decaying blade as two really good options. What do you think he's going to use?
I would say the overpower, but it's a coin flip. Or you just fierce attack for 250. Because why not?
And
just 250.
Wow. Yeah. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, right.
That's what Pouring says.
Why
When you have a really, really big sword, you just swing that sword as hard as you can.
Yeah. Now, okay. So now here we have. I mean, he's got to just interrupt midline, and he'll be okay, I think.
Yeah. So I don't think his normal attack will take down Franz's Dark Knight.
Not yet, but you're probably comfortable just kind of trading around, right?
Right. So you got to protect yourself against the retribution.
Right. I mean, this is a little closer than
we
played.
Because if that Dark Knight goes down, he doesn't have much past him.
Right.
Okay, quick question. If you do an interrupt against the guy's front line, and then the guy swaps front line to back line,
stops the swap.
It does not.
Oh, it does not. I thought it did.
It used to. So they changed that, and that's why you're seeing all these people swap out with low health.
Oh, okay. I played Corey last night as a consolation match, and I took him down, actually.
Nice.
But now I'm like, whoa. But yeah, that happened. He swapped anyway, so I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So an interrupt does not ever stop a swap at all. Because I thought maybe I got to interrupt the guy in the third row instead of the front row in that scenario, but no.
No. So what that's done is it's allowed people to swap out more, but it's also made the ninja and the knight slightly stronger, where both of those heroes need drastic boosts because they have moves like Caltrops and Shackle that can prevent a swap. So there are some abilities that are basically like forced your frontline hero to stay there.
So, I
Okay.
mean, France now has to pick between Cleave and Retribution, right? Or yeah.
And I don't think Cleave will quite finish either of them off. So, but it's tough to waste Retribution on someone with such low health. So it's tough.
I would play Cleave here because you whatever attack, I think the Cleave plus basic combo kills the Dark Knight, and I think you might be able to kill the Dread or get real close with the Cleave, and then now you've only got the Dread and the Priest.
Yeah, I agree with you. And so I think it's going to do like the basic will push you over, but it's a matter of from a speed perspective who goes first, the Paladin or the Dark Knight.
A Dark Knight with the Dark Pact for sure.
Ooh, that's
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so France is on the chat, right? And he's playing.
No, he's not on the chat.
He jumped.
Oh,
off
he's
the
not.
I'm sure he'll come back on and say MF pouring.
chat.
Ah,
Oh.
man.
But yeah, Pouring's played this really well.
Oh yeah.
And it's hats off to him. It's France put up a good fight. Like that Dark Knight is tough to counter.
Yeah.
But just didn't have quite enough to be able to push him over.
And that's GG. All right, so Pouring and Corey in the finals. About ready to
Wow.
start here.
This is so cool, you guys.
It's just so much fun. It's a real game. You know, we've been literally pouring our money into this. And it's great to see something where, you know, like you were saying, Mean Machine, like you're it's validation for how you are leveling up your heroes. I mean, it's not just money at this point too. It's time, energy, attention. I mean, if you don't have a questing bot, like, I mean, getting your heroes from level, 1 to level 10, I mean, that took hours of your life. So, I mean, this is it's great to see that the game is evolving to the point where, now we can start doing something with a lot of fun. And, like some of our next stages with Fight Club, Joseph's working on developing a PvE where you'll actually fight against people's pets. Have you guys heard about this, and what are your initial thoughts?
I have heard about that. It sounds awesome.
That sounds great, and that sounds so much more fun than duels.
Duels, yeah, that's what it's meant to replace, And here I was trying to convince Joseph. I was like, we just need to add in like make wagering easier to do and like make battles cost money. And he's like, no, listen to this PvE. And the whole idea about like staking your pets, well, kind of staking your pets. It's not really staking because, they're not reserved or anything, but the fact that someone can go face your team, and then if your team of pets wins, like you get the jewel for that. Like, how sick is that? That
you're incentivized just to be part of the ecosystem.
Exactly.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
And it's perfect because it's the kind of thing where you can automate it, but the manual players will be the ones that do the best. And I think that's going to be exactly where
that's what we're going for.
Yeah, PvE needs to go.
Franz, welcome back, bud. Tough match. Ooh. You put up a hell of an effort.
Yeah, I'm wiping the sweat off my brow right now. That was tense.
Franz, that was actually phenomenal because he is really good.
Yeah. I went in with a game plan. Didn't fully execute, but I was trying to get that priest out of commission early, and at least made him move it to the back line. So that worked.
You definitely scared him off. What was it? Turn 2? He ran his priest to the back line.
Yeah, I was a little upset by that. I wanted more shots at it, but he saw what I was doing by that point. I think it caught him off guard a little bit game 1, but he adjusted quickly.
Yeah, we were saying in here that when he used his Dark Pact to kill his priest, that really opened the door for you. You almost closed out game 1 because of that.
Yeah, so I would have, if his priest wasn't so low, I would have been wasting a lot of interrupts on that dark pack. I was
Right.
very scared of it, but I didn't think that he would kill the priest. So he didn't for a while.
Yeah, Sir Worm said it would bring the pet price up.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, well, actually, I don't. Not yet, because I'm only holding one pet right now, Sir Worm. So let's wait. Let's time the market. Yeah, it's there's absolutely nothing you could do with pets right now. I think so. They have made it fundamentally clear that level 10 quests will include the ability to attach your pet, which will give you some benefit on the quest rewards. Now, to me, I think the big question is, do they come out with yellow and green eggs? And so can you hatch those first, or are you going to get the level 10 quests? And we don't know.
Why
I-
choose? Can't we get both?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, Sergeant Filthy McNasty is in the house and said, "What a union of power on the stream, Sergeant. You should get on the stream.
Yeah.
Go to Discord, baby."
Yeah, jump in Discord. You got access.
I love you guys. Shout out to Boxeye Chats, man. I love your channel.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thanks.
Tournament.
I think
Yeah.
we're putting together a nice little community here between all of us. So it's definitely a lot of fun doing stuff like this. I mean, the trash talk in the chat in the early rounds in the Discord was just so much fun. It was great.
Friday, the tournament chat was on fire.
Oh
We
yeah.
had so many people in here. It was a lot of fun seeing it all go.
All right. So Corey and Pouring are up. Do they know they need to go duke it out?
Corey was actually in. Looks like he's losing to the AI right now. So
Oh, come on.
Oh,
He
jeez.
loses to the AI team. Of
yeah,
mine.
I'm
Can't
sure
lose to me
he's
in
testing
person.
out a couple abilities and
Yeah.
measuring out how much certain damages do attacks do for damage and things like that. But-
Otherwise, everyone on that side of the racket, myself included, just you look a little silly. So, just kidding, Corey.
Shout out to Chips and Salsa, baby. Love you.
Yeah.
That guy's great. I was glad that he participated. He's a lot of
Yeah.
fun on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Chips and Sauce is ready to lay down some actual betting line here. So
Oof. I lost enough on the football games today. I don't know if I could add in this too.
I was texting Neindorf because he's in Vegas right now, and I'm like, "How'd you do on the blackjack table?" He's like, "I haven't even gone down to gamble yet." And or he's like,
been
"No,
in the-
I only gamble on DFK." And I'm like, "What are you doing? You're in Vegas."
He's in his room questing. Got to keep them running.
if anyone's got a bot for questing, Neindorf's got a bot. For
Yeah,
it.
that's a good
He
point.
does.
Let's be honest.
He does. I asked him, I was like, "So can you hook me up with that bot for questing?" And he started like to describe all the sequence of steps that you have to do to like set it up on your computer. And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds nice, and I appreciate it, but I'll continue to pay Thanos lots of my money to do that."
Yeah, that thing's great. We didn't have Thanos in the tournament this time. He was in last time, but he was traveling this weekend. So hope to have him back for the next one.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love him. I hope to get him on the channel soon. I need to respond to him. Man.
All right, so
Damn.
here
Looks
we
like
are.
Corey officially lost to the AI, so he said he's ready to go.
All right, this is it. This is the final battle. This is for
Here we go.
all the marbles. So give us a rundown. What are the stakes here for this battle, Jewel? It's kind of like a raffle ticket system as well. Walk us through that box side chat, guys.
Yeah, so there are 4 prizes. The winner of this match is going to get their first pick of those prizes. So we have the 2 separate summons from Gen Zeros, my and Guy's Archer and Thief combo, and then Raph, your Warrior and Knight. So
Mhm.
those are probably going to be top prizes. Then we have Moshe's legendary pet, and then the jewel from the tournament, which at first I was thinking was an easy 4th pick, But I mean, 20 joule a pop, it's at 480 joules. So,
Wow.
maybe someone chooses that over something else. But we're gonna do first place gets first pick, then the raffle, then second, then third as far as picking.
Yeah. And the
So I guess
reason we're having the raffle go second too is the way we publicized it. We publicized that the raffle was going to be a Gen Zero summon.
Right.
So since there's
Okay.
2 Gen Zero summons, we're going to have the raffle go second. So that's guaranteed from their
Sure.
perspective.
Still pretty awesome. Those are some sweet, juicy rewards. And Corey, I'm not familiar with his name. Is he new to the Fight Club group here?
The match just started, by the way.
All right. Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
I think he is. I think he joined right before the tournament. I hadn't seen him around before this, so.
So we have a ringer. It's actually Guy Kid's second account right now. And
Yeah,
he's
don't look at my second
listening to
screen,
all the
guys.
alpha. Yeah.
As I'm listening to you guys strategize what Pouring's doing every move.
Hey, I was gonna say, how often do you guys do this? Do you guys do this like once a month or?
Is the second one?
Yeah, second one. First one was what was it?
Uh,
Mid-June. So
Yeah.
I think we were saying once a month, but summer got in the way. I think moving forward we're gonna try to do it once a month, especially after this turnout. I mean, this was fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, I was gonna say on the next one, I'll donate a Gen Zero baby of their choice of all my Gen Zeros, baby.
Ooh, all
Okay.
right. Love
We
it.
Yeah.
already got the prize
Well-
pool kicking. Here we go.
Yes,
All
I've
right.
got.
Well,
12.
I'm in with my Gen Zeros then too. All right. I can't.
I mean, we'll have to put ours up. So
All
there we
right,
go.
This is great.
So, of their choice, and I have 2 pure breeds, a thief and an archer, and the archer is a thief is a gardener.
Oof.
That makes a very strong Dark Knight.
Yeah, thanks to Raph. Thanks to Raph, baby. And then I also have 2 other Gen Zero pairs where one is mythic, one is legendary.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Zerker and
It's gonna be high.
yeah.
And what we like about the way we did this tournament that we'll probably, if we can get more people to donate prizes like that, like thank you so much, Grady. That sounds awesome. What we really want to do is we want to do more raffle prizes too. So that all we want is more people to participate and play in this game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just getting more people exposed to it, more people comfortable with it. That hey, if you join the tournament, there's a chance you can win a Gen 1. So it's pretty enticing from that perspective.
So Pouring has the life tap up and activated now. I'd say clear early position lead here.
And he's already getting an interrupt in, like
Yeah.
crazy. Corey doesn't even have a meter bar yet, and Pouring's throwing interrupts out.
Right.
Yeah, once that Priest of Pourings gets rolling with the life tap, it's when you're staring at a meter of 6 or 7 on the other side, it is very demoralizing.
Yep. Yeah, because you basically get a double meter charge. And then Franz, we were saying too, we didn't realize the life tap factors into fierce attacks as well. So if you get a fierce attack in and you're hitting for a 120, it's going to heal and meter for 60.
Wait, say that again. How does it affect the fierce attack?
It's 50% of your attack damage. So
It adds.
if you use
Oh,
a
wow.
fierce attack,
Busted.
it's going to buff up your life tap.
Yeah, Raph, you gotta get that thing nerfed, just like you got the Dark Knight buffed. We gotta get that thing out of there.
Yeah. Well, it's what's so exciting about this is, Joseph is so attentive. Well, actually, he's going to be on vacation next week, so like spam him with all these requests then. But I mean, he's been so attentive to this game. I mean, it truly is his baby, and he wants to make it a balanced game, and so he's listening to feedback. I can't wait for us to start to develop like a process, and pretty soon here we're going to start collecting. Well, he's been collecting data. I haven't figured out a way to like actually utilize it yet, but we can start to track like everything about the game eventually. We can say like what moves are essentially like overpowered or what moves need to be buffed. I mean, that's where I think this is going to get really exciting and a lot of fun to pay attention to.
Yeah, I think the more little changes that he makes, the more he tinkers with it, the better. Let's just keep playing around till we get into a good spot.
Right.
Even just getting all the classes up to 2 skills, I'm really curious to see how the meta would change with 2 skills on the Dragoon and Sage.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
That leap attack, the concept of that leap attack looks awesome.
I have a Dread Knight with a Dragoon sub. It's my baby. I'm
Ooh.
very, very proud of it.
Wow.
But leap attack, I thought skewer was the move I would get for the subclass, but it's leap attack, so we need that
Little,
implemented.
empty-handed right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing a Dread Knight jump to the front line on you. Oh my
Oh,
god.
jeez. Nightmare fuel.
So,
Wow.
what do you guys think is what would you say is the strongest hero in the game right now? What's the S tier?
I would say at the moment the Dark Knight, but that's just I'm biased because of what Pouring did to me yesterday.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be Dark Knight Priest, and especially the combo of the two when you're able to keep it healed up as it's dark pacting. That's
The
tough.
only problem I have, like the priest by itself, isn't Nest tier, but like it's such a good support class hero. So it's like
Ooh,
if you're
what a
treating it
call.
as a
Interrupt on the
support
Dark
class,
Pact.
it's great. Yeah, that was clutch. You can't let
good
Pouring
feeling.
build that up.
Yeah, I would agree. Probably Dark Knight with that Dark Pact. And otherwise, Dark Knights still they slap pretty hard too. I mean, I'd probably put Dread Knights in the
Yeah.
S tier as well. I mean, you see, obviously they're in each of the finals teams here, and they just have so much health, and their basic attacks do enough damage that it really gives you the flexibility to use that midline skill or to use your interrupts.
Mm.
Yeah. And
I'd
with
also
that
throw monks
logic
in
too.
there.
Go ahead, Mean Machine.
I'd also throw monks in there for the S tier. No one's repping them in the finals, but the Kai Blast changes the way the game plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed.
Looks like we got a Dark Pact off for Pouring here. So
Yeah,
Man.
what did
And a full draw.
Corey throw at him? Because he threw a full draw
He
and
threw
then
a full draw and then the Dark Pact.
trying to get that Priest out of here.
Yep.
Hanging on
Yeah.
by a thread.
I think the way to nerf the Dark Knight is by making it the 300 meter instead of 0 meter.
Yeah, definitely making it more expensive, harder to kind of maneuver with it.
Yeah.
One thing I was thinking for Life Tap and for the Priest, maybe I think Life Tap needs a rework either way, but maybe giving that ability to the Sage, because right now the Sage seems very underpowered for an elite level class.
Mhm.
No one really uses them. So maybe throw that over there, give the Priest something else.
Overpower.
Oh, missed the interrupt. That's tough.
I totally agree on the Sage.
You got a Sage you're ready to
Yeah.
field. Crypto Gritty. I would like to see the Sage buffed as well, though. I agree with that.
Yeah, the Lightning Strike it's just too hard to kind of maneuver where
Mhm.
it's kind of
Right.
it's not random, but there's a cadence to what it attacks.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like it's never going to be a good time to use it, if you
Mhm.
will.
Hmm. And if your opponent's counting too, they're
They
gonna
know
know
how to
when you're gonna
counter it.
wanna. Yeah.
That overload seems interesting. I was just reading that again. That seems like a super strong move. Could almost be Kai Blast-esque, but we'll see.
Now, help me understand. I mean, I've read it, but it lets you use 2 skills, like any of the skills on your team.
So use your other 2 skills 2 times each.
Okay, so the other skills, so Lightning Strike and whatever your secondary class is.
That's what I'm guessing.
Can't
But
say I've ever
I
used one.
wonder if he's just saying like if it's almost like a life tap where it's the next time you use a skill, you use it twice.
Yeah, we're gonna have to run some sages and figure that out.
Yep.
All right, so that Dark Knight does have the Dark Pact. So I mean, this isn't quite as grim as it looks for pouring.
Right. We all know what's coming.
Yeah.
And so the question for pouring actually, and I don't want to speak too soon. It's probably coming here though. The interesting thing about his Dread Knight is it's a pirate sub, so I'm pretty sure if I were to be a betting man, he's going to use a Cannon Barrage here.
Here we go. Yep. Spot on. Great call.
And yeah, I didn't want to speak that too early because that's a sneaky combo that Pouring has. It's a great way for him to use a switch without wasting a turn on it.
And do some extra damage.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, Pirate's not one that we see a lot of. I'm not sure how strong it is as a hero by itself, but I do like that subclass. Gives you a little maneuverability.
Yeah, they could jack up his other move a little bit. Forget what it is.
Oh, Plunder? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20% of a random stat. Bump that up to something higher, and that's a little more interesting.
Yeah, and
Right.
does it do damage with it?
No, it doesn't do any
Okay.
damage.
I think that'd be a
That's
good addition.
tough.
And also they could jack up the Dragoon as well as the Sage, right? A little bit.
Yeah. Well, getting that second ability in, that leap attack,
And so
I think
the
might
leap
be good.
attack right now is written as you dodge the next basic attack and you jump forward and deal damage. So can you use that from the midline?
It's weird the way it's written, right? Because as we have 2 interrupts on this
Ooh,
turn,
yeah, interrupt
both
battle.
playing defensive. It's weird the way it's written because if you're gonna miss an auto attack, it would imply you're in the front line. But if you're jumping to the front line, it implies you're in the mid.
Mhm.
So maybe whatever hero you have, the auto attack misses, but they're not the ones leaping. It's, I don't know. Logically, it's doesn't really fit.
No, skills go first. So when he leaps to the front, he's going to attack on his side, and then when your opponent attacks you, you're going to dodge that attack received on
Okay,
the backside.
because the Dragoon's then in front when
Exactly.
because the skill goes first. Okay. Yeah, excited to see that one.
Overpower. All right.
And it hits for double
Yep.
because of the cleave. So that's brutal. So pouring right back in this all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah, that's solid.
You got to think we're going to see a full draw coming at some point here. Maybe not this turn, but he's got to be thinking, get that priest out of the way.
Well, and then what
Or
does
maybe-
what does aim shot look like? I don't think aim shot will quite kill that dread.
Not
Right.
yet, not quite. It does 70 damage, is that right, or 60?
70, I believe.
At least 70. Yeah, I think it's 70.
Yeah, and then the full draw is 100. Yeah.
110. 110.
Oh, it's 110. Okay, yeah, he did buff it.
Should be a good spot for Corey to use an overpower, I think.
Yeah.
Try and take out that Dark Knight.
Mm.
Because his archer hits hard.
He needs that too. I like that ability. I think that gives him the best possible option. What's
Both
like
of them
the
under
best
20
choice?
seconds.
Yeah, coming down to the wire. You can tell this is these guys are
Well,
really thinking this through.
Yeah, it's a wall of text on the last one, so it's like you're trying to figure out what actually happened last turn.
All right, interrupt the front line. Aim shot. It's interrupted. Okay. And that Dark Knight hits that archer really hard. I feel like Pouring's in it with that call. He's got to be in it.
Yeah. His archer's hitting for 92 too, so it's like his archer's doing solid damage.
Yeah,
it looks like he is.
What's Pouring's path to victory here? Got to get
He's got ground to make up, right? He can't
Yeah.
he can't play defensive and go interrupt the entire time. Although it's like that's what you want to try to do because you want to keep your back lines alive.
If he gets another life tap off with that Dark Knight still up, he's got a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, do you switch your Dark Knight and your Dread and almost sacrifice the Dread?
That's not a bad move.
Although then, like the next turn, with the Priest in the back line and Dark Knight in the front line, I mean, you don't have a lot of options. Like you could, that's an easy to call interrupt for Corey. All right, let's see what happens. Overpower. There it is.
Oh, good damage.
160.
Ooh.
Wow.
Overpower on the backside too.
Oh wow.
And it's
Crazy trade-off.
I'm picturing like in an anime or something where they're just two blasts that hit each other. Huge explosion.
Wow. This is coming down to it.
Dang.
So if you're pouring, you got to interrupt the archer here, right? Because you got to assume an aim shot or a quick draws or not a quick draw. What's the back one?
Yeah, full draw.
But at this point, is there any benefit to taking out the second or third line first? I mean, it's just get heroes off the board here, right?
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to try to go for Pouring's going to try to go for another overpower. I mean, I think
Yeah, that's what I was. That's probably
because he'll go first again.
Well, wait, so he can't this turn.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He can't.
Oh, yeah.
He could do a decaying blade. That's only going to push down to 1 meter, though.
Well, decaying blade. No, that's not going to kill the archer.
Right.
Full draw. There it is.
There goes the priest.
Ooh. It was a fierce attack then, right?
That archer is fast.
Yep.
That archer's really fast.
And there's the fierce attack. So the Dark Knight would have killed the archer, but since he got the... Well, so who's got...
I mean, the archer has speed.
The archer's got speed, so he's just got to interrupt, right?
You interrupt.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I think his basic
a lot of
attack
close
does
matches
enough,
all
right?
day today, though. This is crazy. What do we got?
I try not to look at one, like it pops up.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah, that was the right move on both of them. Pouring had to sneak an ability in.
Yeah.
And Corey had to interrupt it, and they both did exactly what they should have.
Yep.
Wow. So
game.
Good game. To come down.
I've never seen so many close games in a row. I feel like everything we're watching, down to the wire.
Which is really just impressive on how well tuned the game is already. And, we're talking about tuning ideas and, I mean, obviously the game's in a good place.
Right.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Franz.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, how many of these people that are playing the game for the first time? I think a lot of people look at it and they think it looks complicated. I don't know, going to be a while to figure that out. No, I mean, it's seamless. You can get right into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I can't believe Corey did it. He did it, man. Look at him go.
Brought that Dark Knight down.
First timer.
I would love to just see a one-on-one match, that Dark Knight versus that Archer. No supporting parties. I'll meet you out back.
And it is possible to do, too.
Oh, yeah, you could probably just, when you choose your team, just do 1v1. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Mano y mano.
Yeah.
There's one time I threw the idea at Joseph, what if you started building the game out for Guild Wars, 5v5, 9v9, something like that.
Yes.
I
That
want that.
that would be sick.
I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Would be
Oh.
crazy.
So actually, I was throwing him. I'm gonna sneak some alpha in here because I can't help it. I've been talking to him a lot about, and you guys caught the last stream where we talked about guilds, and a lot of the guild battling concepts or the guild war concepts. He's like, I love this. I've been thinking about it, and so I think this is on the back of Joseph's mind, and that, or even dungeon crawling. Once we get the
Oh, yeah.
the pets mechanism up and rolling, and you got a solid AI to fight. I mean, you are not that far away from being at a dungeon crawler. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, why wouldn't there be loot at the end of that dungeon trail, where you have to go fight through 10 people's pet teams? And so I actually think that that the path to that from what he's developing right now and what he's building right now, it's not that far away, which just gets me so excited about this game in general. That there's so much that we can build on.
Yeah, that would be great. Any kind of guild type wars would be awesome. We were thinking that maybe a tournament in the future we try to figure out a way of doing teams. So not quite
that's
that guild
clever.
war, but
That's clever.
something like that.
Because even the current format, we could almost do like a Ryder Cup type,
Yeah.
where it's
Right.
like, all right, bring your roster of 4 or 5 people, and we'll do a match play concept that will pair you up against another
I
team.
like that. That's good.
Yeah, that, and then if we gain enough traction, if we have enough people that are interested, I mean, a running league that just takes months and is spaced out, but
Yeah,
similar to like the
basically,
Premier
like,
League
have
setup.
have everyone play 2 matches a week or whatever, and you just kind of keep a tally over the course of a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Pouring on the ropes.
Any switches? I think that's the same format on both sides, right?
Was Corey's Dread up front last time?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, looks like it.
I looked at that archer. It has 47 dexterity at level 12.
Oh
My God.
goodness.
Oh, yikes.
Oh. No kidding. I need to look at mine. Mine is way jacked on dex, but I don't think it's that jacked.
And with the attack formula being that strength and dex combination, I mean,
And
Yeah.
the speed as well. It's agility and dex.
It's 71
Right.
speed. Oh my goodness. I just threw it in
Nice.
the champ. You'll see it in the Discord
He's
channel.
got to
in
be a
second.
PJ survivor,
Yeah.
right?
Has to be.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
definitely.
no way he's hitting those totals without it.
Definitely.
All right. Hitting
I'm
the video.
looking.
yeah,
I
guy,
thought
maybe stop throwing it in the battle room while they're fighting.
Sorry. I probably could have
You're
gone on a
having
different
fun
channel.
over here.
Corey's like, get out of town.
So I don't know if y'all know this, but if you type battle while you're fighting, you can get a breakdown of everyone's skills and the heroes in there. I find it really useful.
Really?
I did not
Oh,
know
yeah.
that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So cool.
I've been screenshotting it at the beginning of each match, so I have it handy, but that's great.
So
Yeah, and it'll tell you your current HP on all the different ones. Yeah, so it's
Oh,
so much easier.
Oh, this
Fantastic.
I was doing that.
is excellent.
Learn new thing every day, right?
You just do /battle. That's all.
Yep.
You have to be the one in the match, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we as spectators can't do this.
I tried. Okay, so let's see what happens here in turn 2. Life tap, of course.
Got that life type off, yeah. That's gonna pay dividends the next couple turns.
I mean, I wonder if Pouring's just gonna try to do some fierce attacks. Start chipping away at Corey. That's such a good strategy with the life tap. I mean, why not?
Yeah. But he does also have that archer sitting on Corey's midline that
Yeah.
could throw a couple aim shots his way too. So may want to try to protect that.
Yeah, I mean he's not sitting at a bar yet though, so I think we're gonna see a fierce or an attack, maybe a swap. Maybe the swap comes in right now.
Yep, there you go. And there's that aim shot. That priest would have gotten hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, what did you say the guys that Corey is it Corey's? Yeah, Corey's archer had in Dex? 47?
47.
Dang. Yeah, mine has 41.
Crazy.
That's pretty beefy too.
Yeah.
This all this stat talk is reminding me that at some point we're gonna get some land tournaments.
Oh yeah.
Very
Oh.
exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait for that. I will. Okay, so how about this? Let's pressure the dev team and let's build up a coalition here. Let's get a land to be given away at the end of one of these tournaments. If we can get like 100 people. And
Raph, if you can get that done, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
babe.
Well, it was Friday was a lot of fun, but I don't think Tyler quite knew what he was signing himself up for from a stress test perspective. I think we had 3 active rooms going for like a good 3 or 4 hours on
Right.
Friday. It was pretty comical. So yeah, if you throw a piece of land in, I'm sure we would we'd probably crash Discord a couple times.
easily.
Not this server, Discord itself.
Bringing in the fierce attacks.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen next?
Do we have one more turn left on the life tap?
One more.
Keep it simple, right? Just throw one more fierce out.
Ooh, so that aim shot came from the dread, not from the
Looks like
archer. It looked like.
Looks like a dark pact with that wall of text.
Oh, he's searching for that priest.
Full
Ooh.
draw.
Full draw there.
That took a chunk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
this is
pouring
similar to what
almost killed him.
Similar to what happened last time too.
Yeah, and that's something I noticed when this match started that I didn't before. The Pouring's priest is only a level 6, so that HP just not there, like the rest
No.
of the heroes in here.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's like, all right, you got the combo you like, you play the combo regardless of the heroes that fit it. And I mean, he's in the finals, so at the end of the day, it's worked for him the entire time.
Do you stack another dark pact here, or do you fierce attack?
So the dark pack
Oh, you
would
can't-
kill off
yeah,
your
Or
priest.
you
So
can't
that's the
stack
tough
another
part.
one. Yeah, because it's also just an used last turn. So it's
Yeah.
got to be a fierce attack, right?
Or like
Or
an
you-
Or the decaying
An
blade.
overpower, decaying blade, you throw something else in.
I mean, overpower. I would think you wouldn't use with the, without having a bar. Yeah. there-
Yeah.
Oh.
Good interrupt on Corey's end. Corey's been
Yeah.
strong this entire tournament.
Or-
He's
Corey,
been fun.
just, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
nice call. Because Pouring doesn't really use the decaying blade much, I've noticed.
Right.
Or how about Invoke Despair? Is that good? Or
Yeah, I believe it cuts the auto attack in half for the next 2 turns
Yeah,
for
that-
all of your enemies.
yeah,
I mean,
that's what it,
probably
So-
would have been the play, honestly.
yeah, that's what I was thinking he would do. Wow.
It's underpowered for taking 2 whole meter. You know what gets out of it?
Yeah, I feel like maybe making it add some damage too. Or just making it cheaper.
It's actually a decent counter to the life tap, though, when you think of it that way.
Huh.
Well,
yeah, like an
actually, that's
inverse.
right, because that would cut their health being in half as well.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't understand how good
A
Priest
dark
was.
pact getting off, kills off the priest, doesn't care. I mean, this is He's going for it here.
Yeah, it's all or none, right?
I can't wait to see what kind of damage he throws out there.
Overpower, slaps hard.
Yeah, it does. So it's your Corey now, and now are you starting to think of, all right, should I just be chipping away at this Dark Knight? Should I throw my aim shot or my full draw in now?
Wow.
And which Dark Knight goes first?
I think pouring.
Pourings goes first. Okay, so that gives him a lot of flexibility here. Okay, I can't reveal the wall checks. Have to watch the video.
Yeah, swap.
Swap
Interesting.
positions. Interesting. Cannon barrage. I wasn't expecting that. I forgot that he has cannon barrage.
184 for basic.
Wow.
64.
But Corey still has his archer there sitting with full health that hits not quite as hard as that Dark Knight, but he's hitting pretty hard too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can't hit the Dark Knight right now. So I mean, whether you use Decaying Blade or Fierce Attack, I mean that Dark Knight, he's gonna start slapping hard. I think I'd go with Overpower if I was pouring.
It's so tense.
Yeah.
We're all just like, everyone's
So
like,
full,
everything's turning in our head of what if.
Full draw, and the archer will hit before the Dark Knight's Overpower. So I guess you have to use interrupt on the full draw.
Yeah, I feel like you just interrupt that archer and you let your Dark Knight win.
Just go work. Yeah. So let's see what happens.
Which would mean
he uses Overpower.
To the warrior
first. So
that might actually, the basic might take down the warrior.
Cleave. Okay.
Good
Overpower seemed, wow, that was good.
See, because he thought he's going to interrupt the archer.
Yeah.
And so he did cleave instead. That was actually a good move.
Great move. That's why these guys are in the finals and not me.
You guys are all a bunch of geniuses, all the people that are into this game. But man, Corey is looking good.
Well, I think it goes to the style of a DFK player, right? We want to know every in and out of the game, and that translates to this.
Exactly. A bunch of high
IQ. Woo.
Oh, wow. 262.
So he can take 2 or 3 more hits. Pouring's Dark Knight can take 2 or 3 more hits. But it looks
down to the wire again.
Yeah, it is.
I think Corey has this, but
yeah, I think he does too. Whether
Corey.
he uses full draw or cleave, he's got to use a skill, I think. And so I think it's a guessing game. If Pouring could possibly guess what it is and hit hard, maybe that gives him enough of an edge. Interrupt the front line. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're Corey, can you interrupt out here? Do you have enough health and people on your back end that you can just interrupt out and basic attack for the win, or what do you think?
Well, 3, you got to think 3.
Yeah.
He would have to do it before 3 turns.
You get 2 hits. You get the warrior, and then you get if you interrupt out, you get the warrior, and then you get the dread knight. So I think, you probably take him down.
Either that or try to sneak in a full draw or a cleave.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think he's got to use...
Oh, wow.
That was big.
Wow. Okay, maybe he doesn't. That's...
Dead.
I mean, I think you got to use Decaying Blade, and you might
Yeah, you got to go for. Don't take another hit. Just go for the kill here.
Decaying. Yeah, it depends on it. The Dark Knight kills him with the amount of life he has left, because I think you got to use Decaying Blade. You can
So
kill
what
the
was his
warrior,
what was his dread hitting for?
like
'Cause-
90.
Yeah, because Pouring has 110 health left.
So Pouring might sneak away with
The
this,
Dark
right?
Knight's faster, right? Because it got the
Yeah.
Dark Knight's faster,
buff.
yeah. So here, let's see if he does Decaying Blade first. Interrupts the front line. Fierce attack. Ooh. Okay. So
Pouring could interrupt out.
If Pouring has speed, so
so.
Pouring can interrupt out.
yeah, he can.
I think
interrupt
he
out.
just snuck this in.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. This
Oh,
is this
Franz,
is a
make sure you clip
masterclass.
this one.
Masterclass.
What was it? Was it 2 game-saving interrupts by Pouring in the last 2 or 3 turns?
Yeah.
It's great.
So I got some bad news for Franz. I told him I would record the video, and I just realized I wasn't recording the video. Now I think YouTube saved.
it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's
Because we
recorded
are
there.
streaming live. But I forgot to hit the record button on my video on my end.
Yeah, no one's been commenting on YouTube.
Well, everyone's just mesmerized by this game.
Yeah.
It's
This
like
is-
haven't-
brain can't commute any other conversations other than what's happening.
This is so good. All right, that's it.
There it is.
That's the game.
Unbelievable.
Wow, Pouring. This is great.
Well done.
So I got to figure out how to give you a copy of the video. Then I guess, Franz. My bad.
Yeah, all good. We'll figure it
'cause
out.
I was so rushed to here come the excuse train. I was like, oh my gosh, like we got to get started recording this, and
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, we'll just know for next time. Won't
Yeah.
be the last one, so
Yeah,
we'll
for
have another
sure.
chance.
Wow. So we are now down to the last game. So it couldn't have gone better from a a video standpoint of what we're watching here. Yeah, I guess Guy Kid, let's go to you first. What do you expect to see? Any changes out of these two guys' squads?
Both of them have strategies that have worked. So it's just a matter of 1 or 2 interrupts go a different way, and it's yours to win. So
Yeah.
I don't think either of them are going to change a thing.
All right, Franz, what do you think?
Yeah, I would be shocked if we see something new, but who knows? Something might have triggered a thought in one of their heads. Maybe we see something different, but I think they probably keep it.
All right, Meme Machine, we'll go with your thoughts next, and then we'll hit Crypto Grady last.
I feel like you make a switch if you have the depth in your bench. I think Corey does. Although I don't know what I'd recommend for him, and it didn't work out well for me. But I think if now that they've seen how you play, you switch it up and you try and make them play a different strategy.
All right, Crypto Grady, what are your thoughts?
If they should switch heroes, it kind of depends how comfortable they are with the other heroes and how good they are with combining the strategies of different heroes.
That's a really good point.
I wouldn't have been able to do yesterday because all I knew was my 3 main guys, because those are all the 3 guys that I had played with together.
All
Yeah,
right.
and they're both in the same situation where they just joined. I don't think either of them has had other heroes in their lineup, so it's tough to go to that now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like someone in the first round switched on a hero for like game 2 or game 3 and didn't know any of the abilities and was like, I think he used like an ability that wasn't even active yet. So like, yeah, you got dynamics like that you got to work through.
Wow. Round 3, baby, for the championship, for all the marbles.
All right, tell me when it starts off. I'm moving some jewel around, so I'm ready to summon later.
I was just doing the same in the background.
Franz, do you have the wheel?
The wheel is filled out. I'm waiting to add one more entry for whoever wins here. Or actually, wait, and that's a good point. We are taking the first, second, and third place out, so that they can't win twice. So yeah, the wheel is set then.
And who are?
And then
What are we
yeah,
doing?
no,
for third?
I took myself out, took Guy Kid out, and Raph. I didn't ask you ahead of time, but I hope it's okay that I took your name out too.
Yes.
But everybody else is in there. We have a few people with 4 entries, a few with 3. Most have 2, and then some 1s because everybody got one for
That's awesome.
just for joining.
I like that. Spin the wheel.
Yeah, so AP just asked, and I was about to ask same question. Spin that wheel, he said. So spin the wheel for what again?
So the after first place picks their prize, then we're gonna have a raffle of all the entries, and you got another raffle ticket for every round that you advanced. So it's a little weighted for success, but we wanted to give everybody a chance and generate a little bit more interest from people that maybe didn't think they could win but wanted to play, and
Yeah. Okay. I love it. Hey, Sir Worm just said he'd donate a summon.
Ooh.
oof. Maybe we save them for next time.
Yeah, let's save it for next time.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to deal with figuring out how to fit it in.
Shout out to Sir Worm, baby.
Your money's no good here, sir.
No, but that is amazing. And Sergeant Filthy McNasty was saying the other day that he wanted to add in it's
eggs. Yeah,
the community is just great. Like everyone just wants to be giving and having fun. So this is fantastic.
Yeah, let's put our efforts towards some recruiting too, and yeah. So we'll do the next tournament. I mean, obviously we haven't set the date yet. Our goal's once a month now. Sometime in October, early October, hopefully.
Yeah.
I love it.
It'd almost be nice to get 2 more tournaments in, to do something around Halloween, to have like a fright fight night kind of theme to it.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Or we could
that'd
just
be a lot of fun.
And like put a lot of marketing efforts into, Halloween being the fight night for October.
Yeah. And the other part of this, the trophy that's shown there on the bracket, so that we are making an NFT of that either on Clayton, or we're hoping maybe on DFK chain when that's possible.
And I can't wait for the trophy tournament where
exactly.
That'll be great.
Yeah, the Champions League, you need that trophy, one of the trophies to get in, and just a battle of the best. So that should be fun.
I mean, it's got to be at least 6 more months away, with at least an Elite 8, right?
Yeah. Maybe we throw in second place too. That takes away from the trophy a little bit though, but I think we all want to see the tournament sooner, so we'll figure something out.
Wow. So, and who donated to this one again? I know Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms. Raph did a summon. Who else?
Mosh.
Mosh
or Mosh, of Twitter fame, the pet whisperer I call him, because I think between him, Justice Beaver, and Starbuck, they have like 40% of all the mythic pets. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not exaggerating. I think that's an actual stat. But yeah, he threw in a legendary pet. And then Guy and I threw in a summon as well. So great.
Wow. And then isn't there like a bunch of gold or something as one of the prizes?
Jewel. Yeah, Jewel too.
Jewel.
Yeah, 480 Jewel, because we got so many people. When we started, we had 12 in the last one, so we didn't know. Our goal was 16, but 24 participants, nice 480 Jewel pot to somebody.
Nice. Yeah, so nobody made any money.
Yeah, no, it's all going back into the tournament.
Yeah, you guys are just phenomenal. I love it.
In the future, we were talking about maybe pulling enough back to pay for summons and maybe to buy some prizes, things like that. But
sure,
we'll talk about all that in the future and make sure it's all, transparent.
Mm-hmm. You guys, man, I love you guys.
We love you too,
Appreciate
Grady.
it.
I just love this community. It's like the best community of any crypto project I've ever seen. It's so awesome.
Oh, do we have an active battle?
Yep, it looks like they just started.
All right.
Okay, back from C.
Good luck. Have fun. And let's do
Okay.
this.
And
Ooh,
there
we
is
do.
a little change.
Mm-hmm.
It's the warrior up front to start this time.
All right.
That's right, Pouring. No matter who wins, it was amazing. Corey, you're just blowing my mind. Corey, like, golly. Both these guys didn't even get the buy, right? Neither one of these guys got a buy.
Did they?
I don't think so.
Yes, they did. 6 and 8 seeds. So
Oh, okay.
they were the lower half of the buy, but
Okay.
yeah,
Got
Pouring got the last one.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, but I'm really curious to see how this warrior does in the front. I mean, I would think we're going to see probably his aim shot as a chip and the warrior, right?
Mm-hmm. Or cleave from the warrior and aim shot from the archer. He can kind of parry between those two.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe take that priest down sooner. The ice blast could also come into play from the warrior.
Oh.
Maybe he didn't like how the speed was going for him.
That's underrated. The speed lost.
Yeah, so. Okay.
We gotta, for those of you just listening out there, bit of pause in the action here. All right. Ooh, no action from Corey. Let's hope it turns out.
Yeah, let's
okay.
restart. Pouring's already saying it.
Yep.
Great.
Okay.
Little sportsmanship. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Pouring. That's much appreciated. I mean, this is exactly what we're about here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We haven't had many issues at all. I don't think any. Because I was a little worried about that, hoping that, there weren't any glitches or anything with the game on the line at any point. But no, the game's run perfectly.
Yeah.
There was that one round. Mean Machine, was it you? It was you and Starbuck, right? Took a couple of times for you to get your first match in.
I'll be right back, guys. I have to use the restroom, and this is going to be a long fight, so tell them to hold on.
You know what, Raph, I don't think the YouTube video is still recording. Now that I'm seeing this. Hang on.
We're still live, right?
Oh, we are. Are we?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We just
Okay,
might
good.
end up in a different battle room, which is fine. So video might be a little delayed.
Okay.
But if you're not in the Fight Club Discord, get in the Fight Club Discord. Moral of the story there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Battle Room A.
Okay. So we could talk through it until he gets back here.
Yep.
No changes from last time. The warrior is still up front.
I do like Warrior Wizard, such an interesting combo of like that ice blast that you could sneak in.
Yeah. The last stand ability. So when I was playing Pouring, that was the first time that I'd ever used it. And it made me think I want to start a warrior up front so that it takes that damage a little earlier.
Yep.
So that I can get that last stand going. Because it gives you more of a buff with less health that you have. So kind of akin to the Paladin's Retribution almost.
Right. Yeah, and that I think your last stand, once you pulled that off, the basic attack hit for like 200 damage, didn't it?
Yeah, I was talking to Pouring on the side. He said it spooked him a little bit because he thought he had things in the bag. But and we get an interrupt on turn 1.
Yeah, right out of the gate. And screwing me up that Corey's on the left now, but I'll adjust.
Yeah, so Pouring went for the life tap, and Corey saw it coming.
Smart.
So yeah, quick gain
Had to get a quick
of the
cigarette to calm my nerves.
Yeah, switch over to Battle Room A. We just got our first
I'm
interrupt
there.
on turn 1.
Whew. Good call, Corey. I mean, that's adjustment enough right there, right? I mean, that, dare I say, does that give him the edge?
Ooh. Well, if
Oh, and
that
he went
didn't,
back for it, turn 2. Oh,
if that
back to
didn't,
back
this
interrupts. Well done, Corey. That's
Corey,
going to be tough.
these guys.
Does he try it again?
I was just going to say, do we
We-
dare 3 for 3?
I mean, the Warriors
feel like
not
Corey
doing
would.
bad holding his own against that Dread Knight. You got to get through that really beefy frontline shield.
Yeah, the downside to the Warrior is the charge gain, but with those interrupts, it doesn't matter because he's getting that plus 100 each turn.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Who has the stones to do the same thing again? That's what we're going to see.
I did it 3 times in a row against Pouring, and
Full
'cause
draw. Not
he
bad.
thought I would expect it.
I like the full draw play.
Yeah,
Boring went back to the life tap. Interesting.
do we think that he moves the priest out now that it did its job?
Yeah, I think so. Although he just used the full draw, so the priest will be semi-protected in the back line.
Yeah, I think because he'll want to dodge the cleave, right?
Mm-hmm.
That full draw didn't hit the priest, right?
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Yeah, the problem with stashing that priest in the back is the full draw can come around again, and it takes away almost half of its health, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And his whole strategy is all built around building up his Dark Knight. So if you can get your Dark Knight to be at
That's why I
50
like
health.
the full draw, yeah.
Yep.
Ooh,
Wall of
a lot of
text.
text.
A lot of text.
I love it. Worm 3.
Overpowered.
I'll
Wow.
probably have an aimed on the other end would be
That's
my guess.
intense.
Nice.
Cleave.
On the cleave.
That 160 with overpower, it's
I mean, I think I'd swap the warrior to the back now and try to get a late game, whatever the skill's called.
yeah, last stand.
Mm-hmm.
And you can serve the cleave, keep that as a threat once you get down to 2 heroes. Yeah, I think I
And then
protect as well.
what does Pouring have for secondaries? Like, does he have anything that can go past the front line? I don't think he does.
Let me
So
scroll up
everything's
here.
just gonna hit the front line. He's got
He
Cannon
has-
Barrage and Shackle.
Yeah, meditate. So yeah,
I mean, even let the archer potentially take a hit.
Yeah.
Because that archer is beefy.
mm-hmm.
Wow. Man, I love
Could maybe get another life tap in, although there's still another
Mm.
turn left, so it doesn't stack like Dark Pack does.
What happens there? It just starts it over from 3.
Well,
I
last
would
time I
guess.
tried it this tournament, it broke the game. So hopefully it doesn't do that.
I don't think
Oh,
it does
geez.
actually. I don't think it starts over.
Okay.
If it's like Haven and Ember on a summoner, I don't believe it starts over. I could be just totally proven wrong here. All right.
Boring knows how to actually count, unlike us, so I'm sure he's fine.
Sergeant Filthy McNasty said he talked about Fight Club briefly today in the Spanish, in the
Oh, no way.
Nice.
in his Spanish cast. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's so
He
cool that
said-
he did that.
yeah. No, he said give my regards as well. He's got in-laws or family. Yeah, the in-laws are in.
Excellent.
Otherwise, he would have jumped on. He said.
Nice.
Well, as Crypto Grady says, tell the wife, tell the in-laws.
Come on, Sergeant, you got to put your foot down, buddy.
Neindorf canceled his vacation.
Oh man.
All right, so with that life tap hitting, whew,
Dread Knight's barely
it's
doing
about
anything,
even.
right? Yeah.
All
Good
right,
fierce attack.
yeah,
Gotta be a double fierce, right?
Yeah.
I would think so. That fierce attack hits so hard.
Yeah, 20 damage difference there in Pouring's favor.
Mm-hmm. Now, yeah, what are we gonna see here next? I mean, a full draw and a dark pact are both, and overpower are all great options.
Yeah, it's tough that he moved the priest out last turn. I feel like he would have been better off trying to hold it there for another
Sneak,
turn and getting
sneak
another
one
life
more.
tap
Get
off.
one more life
Yeah.
tap.
Or at
Yep.
least, I mean, Corey is very aware of it based on how the game started, so maybe just use it as a little decoy. Hope he tries to interrupt it and attack elsewhere.
Interrupting the Dark Knight is not a bad play because if he overpowers, it also doesn't come in slapping so hard. Um, so I think that's what I would do if I was Corey. But again, Corey beat me, so yeah, a bit of don't follow my advice.
Yeah, but the biggest threat on Pouring side is that Dark Pact and
Mhm.
beefing that DK up, so.
Yeah. All right, hit and play now. Okay. All right. So interrupt midline, of course. Yep. That's
Yeah.
tries to use
Got
dark
it.
back. That makes sense.
Yep.
You almost have to.
Let the Dread Knights just kind of duke it out, wear each other down.
That's what Corey does so well. I feel like his interrupts hit 80-90% of the time.
Yeah.
He is nailing it.
And with that his Dark Knight, I'd love to look up the life total. If someone could maybe grab that information. I mean, he's very comfortable playing that War of Attrition, and with that both the Dark Knight and the Archer. I mean, they just feel like they hit hard and they hang out for a while. I mean, that Warrior's probably the weakest one of his para 3, right?
His dreads get 780 health.
Wow.
Yeah, his dread is more stout than mine.
Whew, 780.
Okay, so clicking
Yeah.
on turn 8 now. Interrupts the midline again, of course. Uses overpower.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's what you were talking about, Raph.
Last turn, yeah.
He avoids the 160.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of catches them up about even. So this is where if I was Corey, though, I don't mind the War of Attrition here, holding that Dark Knight at bay, because that Dark Knight will just, he'll wreck in the future.
Over. It's game over. Yeah.
And he's got a few more attacks here where they can keep going back and forth, and even if he wants, well, he can't use overpower next turn. So yeah, I mean, I think interrupt on the Dark Knight is the clear play here again, and so then we'd probably be expecting a fierce attack from Corey, knowing that, or excuse me, a fierce attack from Pouring.
Their names sound a little too
Right.
similar for this.
So a little bit of game of cat and mouse here, because I guess a fierce attack, if done well, I mean, could maybe give an edge to Pouring. So this is Corey's action is in. I mean, he's got resolve, that's for sure. But you can't let that Dark Knight start to pop off. So I think you got to interrupt the midline and go ahead and take the fierce attack as it comes in.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd be doing, is just interrupting it every time.
Yeah, and even if you're not successful, you want it in Pouring's head that you're going to keep interrupting it.
Yeah.
All right, so click and play here. Interrupt the midline, of course.
Oh, and he went for
Oh,
it.
Back
got it.
Yep, that time.
oh boy. I mean, dare I say, but that puts Corey in a really good spot. I mean, let's see. I mean, maybe not. I mean, it's still the war of attrition here, and Pouring's Dark Knight does hit a lot harder. So,
Yeah, he's got the meter advantage now. A big time
and
meter
that,
advantage.
big time,
That archer hits as hard as a buffed Dark Knight.
right?
It can go toe to toe.
He hits like 80, 90, something like that.
Now Pouring could try to get it off again.
Another time.
That's true.
I mean, I think I'd keep running it back if I was. I mean, I think if I was Pouring at this point, I'd probably go for an overpower to try to see if I could take that Dark Knight out and make up a little bit of ground. And I think if I'm Corey, you gotta still go for that interrupt. Let's see what he does. All right, click and play. Interrupt the midline again. I think that's the right play. I think that's what you got to do. Interrupt the front line for Pouring. Okay, that's interesting.
Oh,
So maybe he thought that he was going to go with that
His own
overpower and
power. Yeah.
and get that 160 if the Dark Pact did hit.
That would have been a kill.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you're Pouring, do you just let your Dread Knight die to bring your priest back into play, rather than swapping him out back?
I think so. I think you're.
Yeah, because the tricky thing is you can't swap him out of the front. And like I wish there were the ability to kind of just shuffle everyone down one, send the dread
Do
to
a
the back and
full
push everyone
rotation.
forward. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think letting him die is the move.
Because if you fierce attack and your Dread Knight dies before you attack, now you've got your Dark Knight fierce attacking.
I mean, that would be the only, counter. Here's my attempt to counter. Don't nerf Dark Knight, please. Is it interrupt? As you can see in this game, I mean, it's sufficient at times. So we'll see what happens here. There's a lot of text. Full draw. Okay, so he uses full draw.
That
on
hit
the
hard.
priest. Wow. Does he use?
Ooh.
And he gets it off.
He gets the Dark Pact off, and the priest is still alive.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, the priest is still alive. Okay.
Scared for what that Dark Knight's about to do.
Yeah. So who attacks first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, do you go with the aim shot here and just start poking away? Or no? Okay. Excuse me. The dread is dying, so he does move to the front. I was forgetting about that auto attack.
Do you try to sneak in? No, you don't have the bar for it. I was going to say try to sneak in a life tap before
No, you can't.
your priest disappears.
No.
Life tap's free.
Free. It's free.
Oh, it's free, right?
Yeah.
That
would be a solid play.
I think you got to use a life tab, knowing that
You have to.
the full draw or the other one, aim shot, comes in and kills him.
Yep.
But I
Because
think the
you'll
archer
attack,
outspeeds
you'll
the
kill
priest.
the Dark Knight first, I guess. But
What were you
tough.
thinking, Mean Machine?
Corey has to kill the priest, and the archer will be faster than whatever the priest is.
That's true.
Is the ability based off the archer speed or the Dread Knight speed? Because the Dread Knight's up front.
Oh, I forgot that
Mm.
it could be. It would be off of whoever uses the aim shot.
I don't
Got
know.
it. So it will be off the archer speed.
I think I'd go for an interrupt on the archer if I was Pouring. We'll see what he does.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Corey.
Ooh.
It's just on point.
Oh,
Dread
man.
Knight
I don't know
falls,
if that
but
was.
that's fine.
I don't know if that was great for Corey though, because I think this
Well,
is
it
the
was
position.
worse than the life tap getting off.
Right.
Right.
Right. But if This is
Yeah, but he's still
interesting.
a threat now. If you just go with the aim shot,
He's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah,
yeah.
then it's gone. You don't
Or
have to worry
aim
about
shot
it.
or cleave. It's 50. Yeah, either way. And that's where the whole speed thing comes into place here. So
Yep.
So I dropped all of their heroes in general chat, so
Oh,
we
cool.
can look up numbers.
Wow.
Me and Machine has his calculator out. Watch out.
yeah,
What you got to do with
you
this
can hear
game.
the clicking in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the activity on the chat. You got Jen the Mage. You got Guy Kid on this chat, and
Yeah, shout out to Jin the Mage too. Actually, that I neglected to do that, but that trophy that we're all vying for, he created that. So
Oh,
Oh,
thanks, man.
fantastic
That's awesome.
artwork.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jen.
I'm glad he hopped in because I would have felt bad if I realized 2 days from now that I never said anything.
All right.
And then
Well,
there's a little perk to the NFT trophy, right?
Yeah, we went over that before a little bit. I think you were dealing with the
I was
Gen 1.
tending to the Gen 1. Got it.
Yeah, but yeah, the Champions League. We're excited for that down the road once we have enough champions to fill out a league.
Well, we're still a little early here, but I think Corey's got this one in the bag. It's his to lose at this
Oh,
point.
Yeah. I
right.
agree.
I mean, I think I'd fierce attack it out at this point.
Unbelievable.
Have we seen a fierce attack from the Dark Knight yet? What is it?
Interrupts the full draw. I mean, he called it perfectly.
Wow, what a guess. I wouldn't have seen that coming.
Yeah, but I think it's so darn
Because-
close. He could cleave, he could full draw, he can
Right.
fierce attack. I just don't think there's enough life left for Pouring to call this one through.
He's got 230 health left because it's for full draw. If any of those abilities get off, those abilities are going first.
Yeah, the fierce attack on the archer too is strong enough. But that Dark Knight will always hit first though. So
Full draw. He went right back to it.
mm-hmm.
Good for
Wow.
him.
Yeah, smart. That
I think
was the right
that'll
play.
seal it. Yep.
That was the right
Unbelievable.
play.
Corey.
Corey, first time. Congrats.
Well done, Corey.
Wow.
Real.
I mean, and Pouring,
Yeah.
congrats. Everyone who was in the tournament. I mean, we had so many good plays here. I mean, this was just great.
Yeah, fantastic. Pouring, Corey, great job, everyone.
Yeah, hell of a final. That
Wow.
was nerve wracking.
That was a masterclass in how to play this game.
Excellent. Yeah. Masterclass.
All right.
All right. I'm going to summon right away. So
Okay.
let's jump into the after summons party.
Let's do it.
Well, wait. So we have to see what Corey would like first, right? Because
Oh, yeah, we do.
I got to pick it before.
Oh, and I don't have enough crystal anyways. I thought I was ready. Yeah. All right. Corey, what do you want? Pressure's on.
Oh, we've got sound delay too, and I don't even know if he's in here.
Yeah, he
Oh.
might.
I don't know.
I don't
Franz,
know.
you want to message him or?
Yeah.
Here,
I'm starting to think, should we, with how late it is and how tough this might be, should we save this for maybe a special stream tomorrow with all the prizes, or do we want to run through it right now?
Go for it. Yeah, we can save it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, just because we got to see what he would like. Then how about this? We can draw the raffle right now,
All right.
so that we know who will pick second.
Love it.
So what do I have to just share my screen in here on the window?
Yeah, let me.
You got the wheel.
Wow. Man, all these chats flying in. I love it.
Okay, so is it live now?
Yes.
Wait. Good. Yep. We're live now.
Okay. So we're taking out these two because first and second aren't part of the raffle. And we took out third place. We're giving a Mean Machine since it was between me and him. And then we took out Raph and Guy Kid
Okay.
and myself. So here's what we have as far as totals. And then we go over to the Wheel of Names.
Nice.
Nice.
So everyone's listed in here. So are we ready? Should I give it a spin?
Give it a
Yeah.
spin.
All right. Oh,
Oh,
nice
this
sound
is
effects
exciting.
too. Sergeant Filthy McNasty. Here we go.
Sergeant. All right.
Sergeant.
Congratulations.
Nasty.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See,
I'm
this is why
texting
you
him right now.
should have ditched the mother-in-law. Right here.
Yeah, let's respin. He's not here to see it.
All right.
Awesome.
Congrats, Sergeant. This is awesome.
I'm texting him.
Nice. Let him know. So yeah, we'll talk to the winners tonight, tomorrow, and then we'll hop back on to do those summons and present the trophy and all that good stuff.
Sounds great. Yeah, thanks everyone for staying on so late. This is awesome. Yeah, really late for you East Coast guys on a Sunday night.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That'll be
Well,
fun
for
tomorrow.
everyone who's watched the video out there and stayed this long, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and support us as we go into the next tournament. We're looking to, as you heard earlier in the night, even sweeten the prize pool from where it's at now. So, have a good night. Anyone want to give the last closing thoughts? I'll just give it room for one person, maybe. Don't all talk at once.
I love you guys.
All right.
Thank you so much
Can't-
for box chats. You're phenomenal. Go ahead. Go box side chats. Go.
Yeah, can't wait for the next one.
Yep.
That's all we'll say.
All right. Good night.
Guys, thanks for organizing this. You guys made it all happen. It's awesome.